Alrighty then.
You dig? Yes, everybody. Yes, welcome back to another hot episode of a very special podcast. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is the podcast in which we talk about all your favorite TV series from yesteryear and then discuss them over a glass of wine. I'm your host, returning once more, with Phelan, Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here, as always, by Queen of the Beach.
I wish I was Queen of the Beach.
Cat Halstead, the author. Yes. Welcome.
Yes.
Yeah. You and your SPF 100.
Yeah. I break out into like hives and stuff.
What happens?
So it's fun right now, let me tell you.
Yeah, Cat was in the sun like days ago. 2 days ago.
And it came up like a few hours later.
Now she's all itchy. She needs to take a salt bath. I don't know, Epsom salt bath?
No, salt would irritate it. I need like an oatmeal bath.
Okay, calamine lotion. Maybe take some calamine lotion.
Gotta find my calamine lotion.
Lather yourself up. Yeah, so, how did you folks like Must-See TV June? Were you tickled by it? Tickled funny by it? I'm waiting for a response, but I just realized I'm not going to get a response. However...
like, who is he waiting for? Nobody is gonna, like, reply because A, we've had like one episode out, and B, we're not live. You'll get like a tweet like a month from now and be like, what the fuck are they talking about?
This is a rhetorical question that I required a tweeted response at Very Podcast. Whatever you're doing right now, stop, drop, and go to fire up your Twitter app, and I don't know, bang away at your keyboard, just pound at those keys like Kermit.gif on the old-timey typewriter. But, I don't know, something's up with us. We're cooking up something new for you. I don't know why we're into theme months now, but that's our new thing, apparently.
I'm just letting Patrick go with it for like another month, and then we can go back to whatever.
Yeah, we'll just get through the summer, maybe. We'll just get through the summer and call it a day. But tonight, we're dipping into Beach July. Yes, it's a whole month of beach-themed episodes.
Beach July does not sound like a good name for this.
I don't fucking know. Do you have a better name? Oh, Jesus Christ.
No.
Right. Well, it's a month at the beach. How about that? We'll call it a month at the beach.
A month at the beach. Okay.
It's more than a day.
We went down the shore.
Ooh, yeah, down by the... Sally Field sells seashells down by the seashore. Because that's what's happening today.
Yeah.
That's what's happening today. What are we doing today, Cat Halstead, the author? How are we dipping into this? How are we diving into the ocean?
Traveling back to the 60s to hang out with one of the ultimate gal pals and her TV series.
Yeah.
Now, this is a character who has been in books, movies, and TV. And
yeah.
Oh my god, I love her. I wanted to be her.
Did you?
I wanted to be her so bad. We are doing Gidget.
Yes, we are doing Gidget. Short for tiny girl? Is that what that means?
Yeah, it's like, that's what the guys are like. You're a girl, and you're kind of like a midget. You're a Gidget.
Yeah, that's when you were allowed to say that word. Yeah, that wasn't that word. It was cool. You were allowed to say that word. It was okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. Until like the other day when I watched this, I actually thought that was her real name. But it turns out she has an actual name. It's Frances. Mm-hmm. Frances.
Yes.
I just picture it P.B. Herman going, Frances! And like running out of the police station to, I don't know, go knock on Frances's door.
Frances!
But that's just me.
Ready.
All right. So Gidget, she's like the ultimate surfer girl?
Yeah.
She surfs?
Yeah, she surfs. She's a surfer girl. And she hangs out at the beach every she's got, but she's still in high school because she's only like 15, 16.
Yeah. And she has a thing for older dudes. She has a weird thing for older dudes.
Big time.
Big time older dudes.
But, okay, I feel like we need to admit that in this time, this is kind of like the norm.
Yeah, but When I think older dudes, I think like early 20s, but it's just weird though because they cast actors that are like in their mid 30s to play the dudes in their 20s. So that's why it's just weird to me.
Yeah.
That's why it's just weird to me. It's like fucking what did you say? We'll get to it, but the character of the Kahuna, the great Kahuna, reminded you of Wooderson from Dazed and Confused.
Yes. From Dazed and Confused. The girls stay the same age. Or no, he gets older, but the girls stay the same age.
Yeah, shout out to Matthew McConaughey's breakthrough role as Wooderson and Richard Linklater. Is that who?
Linklater, yeah.
Great movie, by the way. Great movie. I haven't seen it in a while, but I'm sure it holds up.
I love that movie. Oh my god, it's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Knockout cast. Fucking knockout cast. We got Ben Affleck as a bully.
Mm-hmm.
We got Jason London?
Is it Jason or is it Jeremy?
It's one of those fucking two. I don't fucking know.
It's one of the London brothers.
Yeah, one of the London bros. Adam Goldberg. Parker Posey's in it. Joey Lauren Adams. Could just go on all day. Just name characters from actors.
Yeah, you could just watch this and it's like a who's who of hot 90s stars. Early 2000s stars.
It's just one hot day in 1976. It's like the last day of school. The seniors are gone, and now the juniors are the new seniors, and they just gotta terrorize the freshmen.
Yep.
But they all come together at the end and party in a field. I don't know, they go in a water tower, and I don't know. In a way, I like to think it inspired that 70s show, but that's just me.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's got that, vibe.
Yeah, it's just like, you know what? Let's just make Dazed and Confused funny, and just, make weird references to old sitcoms, and have, the mom from the Partridge Family appearing in every now and then, and you got yourself that 70s show.
Pretty much.
You know I'm right. So that's the great Kahuna, Gidget's crush in this episode. He's the Wooderson of the beach, the 60s Wooderson.
Yeah.
And the dad is widowed? He's a widower?
Yes, okay. So in the TV series, the dad is a widower.
Yeah.
Because in the movies, the dad is not a widower until I think Gidget grows up, which is more of a continuation of this than it is the other Gidget movies.
Is the mom around or?
In the movies, yeah, the mom's around.
Okay.
But in the movies, she doesn't have an older sister hanging around.
Well, I have a hot theory. We'll get to it. When we get through the episode, because I don't know. There's a lot of double entendre in this episode.
Okay.
All right, but do you want to talk about when this aired? Want to set the scene? Want to set the scene for our
yes,
for our loyal listeners out there, for our Katie Pats?
For the Katie Pats.
All right.
Okay, so when did this air?
So this aired. Gidget aired this night, Wednesday nights, and it's one season only. This is only a one season show, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. Believe it or not.
But it has how many episodes?
Like the normal 1960s season, so probably 30 something.
Yeah.
It was in syndication when we were growing up. I just never realized that there was only they're recycling fucking 1 year of episodes. I was kind of surprised by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
I'm going to be honest, the Gidget TV show I am far less familiar with than the movies.
Okay.
I don't think where I lived it aired at a convenient time to watch.
I think this was on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, it's one that maybe aired once a week.
Yeah, because they didn't have enough episodes to do it daily. It
wasn't a heavy rotation. I saw it a little bit on TV Land or something like that when we were in college.
Oh yeah, it made rounds again. It was probably an anniversary, maybe the 30th anniversary or something, 40th.
But I also didn't see The Flying Nun very often when we were kids, so.
All right, so Gidget was a show. It didn't do too well in the ratings. However, as the year went on, it started to pick up in the ratings, but the show had already been canceled. ABC had already canceled the show, and it was very rare to uncancel a show back in these days. It was just something that didn't really happen a lot. It's not like today. It's we'll try to find a new home for it.
Well, we'll see if we can get that on NBC now.
Yeah. So the young kids, they took a liking to Sally Field. So the following season, they just threw out another show and they put her in The Flying Nun.
Mm-hmm.
That was a show. It did all right, I guess. It did all right. However, Sally Field has later said that she just hates The Flying Nun. She just didn't like it. She didn't like doing it. She doesn't like the show at all. It was just, she was young. It was a fucking paying job for her. She wanted to be a famous actress. She wanted to one day play Tom Hanks' mom in Forrest Gump and Spider-Man's aunt.
And of course, who else? Oh, we can't forget her iconic role in Soap Dish.
And before Sarah Michelle Gellar plays Spider-Man's aunt in like 10 years, probably.
Oh my god.
Jennifer Love Hewitt as Spider-Man's aunt.
Ugh.
That's a little Gidget history there on Wednesday nights. Tonight's episode, we're doing season 1, episode 3, The Great Kahuna, which is this a character that was in the books, the Kahuna?
Okay, so I haven't read the book because I've never been able to get a copy. I might actually go and download the ebook like later this week after payday. But, so he was in the movie, and the movie storyline, the first Gidget movie, is very dramatic. Like, overall. It's more drama than comedy. It deals like there's potential date rape scene with the Kahuna, all because she's trying to make Moondoggy jealous, and it's bad. But it was also like the book, if I remember correctly, is that the book was written by like the real Gidget's father about like the stuff that happened to her when she was like trying to be a surfer girl on the beach one summer, and like teenage relations and all that.
Hot skew.
So
good to know. Well, when you download the ebook this weekend and you read about the author, let us know in a follow-up episode. We'll have a Gidget a Gidget corner. All right,
Gidget corner.
So tonight's episode, season 1, episode 3, The Great Kahuna. It aired on September 29th, 1965. It was a hot Wednesday. We were just lumping our daddy's Levi's at this point in time.
We were not even thought about. Why do you have to go that place every damn time, Patrick?
We're cells just inside somebody. Two different people. 4 different people.
We were not. Just stop.
So we're going to start off with the alphabet. Want to do a hot night at ABC. Actually...
Yeah, what was going on at ABC this night? I bet it was hot.
The first hour was hot. The rest of the night, not so hot. But tonight, we start off with our gal pal, the Patty Duke Show, playing twin cousins. Oh yeah, twin cousins. Okay,
true story. That theme song just popped into my head the other day.
Future mom of Sean Astin, of Mike from the Goonies, little Mikey, and Rudy Rudiger, and Bob from Stranger Things Season 2, and whatever else Sean Astin's done, Lord of the Rings.
I was like, you're forgetting Lord of the Rings. Like, right now, there's a bunch of fanboys going, hey, you're not saying Sam!
There's no such thing as a Lord of the Rings fanboy. Are you fucking kidding me? Who's into that fucking nonsense?
Okay, you can tweet at Patrick M. Dunn and be like, I'm a Lord of the Rings fanboy.
There hasn't been a Lord of the Rings fanboy since fucking 2005.
Oh.
They fucking died out.
Yeah.
They were appalled at the Hobbit series, at the Hobbit fucking trilogy, and they just were like, you know what, I'm out. I'm done.
Listen, somebody keeps going to see those damn movies. TBS is still re-airing them. Like, the other day I was flipping through the channels, and it was like this block of Lord of the Rings movies, and I'm like, really?
They don't have the Harry Potter series, that's why. Because if they had the Harry Potter series, they'd be airing the fuck out of those like Freeform does. Like the once-a-month Harry Potter marathon.
No, Freeform doesn't have Harry Potter anymore.
What?
They lost it. Universal USA got it.
Oh, well,
so it'll be on like USA and Sci-Fi.
You know they'll ruin it. They'll find a way to ruin it.
No, Freeform is airing Space Jam.
Are you kidding me?
Which I was really excited about because I've been dying to watch Space Jam and I couldn't find my DVD.
Are we due for Freeform to rebrand itself? I think it's almost time. It's been like 2 years, right?
We are about towards that part of the cycle.
Some other Disney's like, you know what? We're done with Freeform. Let's move on. And I don't know, maybe Fox. Well, Fox is now fucking. I don't fucking know. Just give Freeform a new name. I hate saying Freeform.
It's time for a new name. I'm still mad that they never gave me my Greek movie reunion.
Yeah.
And that's why I fully believe that I will never get closure to Young and Hungry, and I am so bitter about that.
Yeah, Cat's young and hungry for some Greek revival. Just go get yourself a Greek salad, girl. Just go get yourself a Greek salad. All right. You ready for ABC 8:30?
Yeah, it was on 8:30.
All right, we'll get to her in a few minutes. Gidget, All right, you ready for ABC 9 o'clock?
Yes.
All right, are you familiar with this show? Have you ever heard of a show called The Big Valley?
Yes, it's like a Western.
Yeah, it stars Lee Majors, Barbara Stanwyck, and Linda Evans. Yeah, Linda Evans, the original Crystal from Dynasty.
Okay.
She must have been a young, she must have been maybe a teenager at this point. I don't know, because I feel like she was old as fuck in Dynasty.
Yeah, seriously.
She's no like reboot Crystal. I'm sorry, Crystal is what they call her now, right?
I don't even know. I gave up on that after one episode.
I just love that. All I know about the new Dynasty is that what was it? Nicolette Sheridan played Alexis Carrington.
Yeah.
And that for whatever reason she couldn't do the show anymore, so they had fucking Alexis get in like a horrible accident. She had to get plastic surgery, and now she looks like fucking
Fallon.
Looks like Fallon. Yeah, shut up. Whoa.
Whoa.
Only Dynasty can get away with that.
It's the only show that could get away with that.
They've pulled that before. They've pulled that move before.
It's so funny. Dynasty can get away with that on primetime, but daytime soap fans are like, really? It's like, bitch, it's the same thing.
Oh, all right. You ready for ABC 10 o'clock?
Yeah, what's on at 10?
You ready for the 10 spot? Burke's Law. Yeah, do you know about Burke's Law?
I know about the 90s revival.
Well, this is the 60s OG. It's about a millionaire chief of detective who solves homicide cases. Oh my god. Oh my god. A crime show. Yes, a crime show.
A crime show. Shocking.
You ready for a hot night at CBS? This is a hot night at CBS. Fucking hot ass night.
Okay, what's over on CBS?
CBS is sizzling tonight. The Tiffany Network, they're pulling out the fucking guns tonight. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Things start off with a little show about a family who are at a spaceship. They veer off course and now they just crash on planets every other weekend. Fucking lost in space.
Okay.
Danger! Danger! Oh yeah. Did you ever watch this? I feel like we never talk about it.
I've watched it a few times on Nick at Night, but as we know, sci-fi is not really my thing. I was kind of like, eh.
I used to enjoy the show.
I couldn't tell you any of the characters or anything.
I used to enjoy the show. Family and a fucking, a very weird, scientist that lives with them for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, evil, but he's also good. I don't know. It's great. I loved it. It has a robot.
And a robot.
Made out of cardboard, a cardboard dude walking around. With, I don't know, those little, vacuum tubes for arms.
Yeah, so I don't know. Not my thing.
There's a hot new reboot on Netflix that's a drama. That's a drama. So check that out. And I think, I believe Parker Posey's in it, but I might be wrong. You ready for 8:30?
Yeah, 8:30. Give it to me.
All right. We're going to spend a half hour with the Clampets. Oh, yeah, the Clampets.
Okay, Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah. Hot show. Hot, fun little show about, I don't know, some dudes from the South who strike oil and end up moving to Beverly Hills and have to deal with, wild Beverly Hills shenanigans Rodeo Drive and actresses and actors and rich people and Dolly Parton in the movie version of it
Oh, I do love the movie. I haven't watched the movie in forever.
When we got a lot of the revival of old classic TV shows in the 90s, this was one of the good ones. I'm just gonna throw this out there. One of the good ones.
Yes.
Great little show. He kept the spirit of the original TV series without making it too quirky.
Mm-hmm. And they didn't use it just to mock everything the way the Brady Bunch movies did.
Yeah, alright. Hot scoop about the Brady's Bunch movies. I've watched these recently. It basically is about characters who mentally live in the 70s, but it takes place in the 90s. It goes hardcore 90s, so it almost feels like they could have made that movie today, just the way they lampoon the 90s in it. So I don't know, it's very strange. It's very weird what they decided to focus on for the 90s.
Yeah, I'm sure. I haven't watched them in a while, so
it's very weird. It almost reminds me of one, kind of how the Goldbergs is about the 80s.
Yeah.
Is it the Goldbergs? Yeah, the Goldbergs look at the 80s, and it's just 1980 something. You don't have a specific time period. That's kind of like the Brady Bunch movie, and but it's the 90s.
Yeah.
And it was made in the 90s, but it's they didn't know it was the 90s when they were making it. You ready for CBS 9 o'clock?
Yeah, it was on at 9.
All right. This is part of their. They had a weird rural invasion of television in the 60s. Green Acres.
Green Acres is the place to be. Farm living is the life for me.
I've rewatched this recently. The first episode of the show was like very strange. It's like narrated and
Yes, it does that weird thing that Bewitched did for its first episode.
But the rest of the series like doesn't focus on that.
Like if they did that today, it would be like the start of like a reality TV show, behind the scenes sort of thing.
When they're introducing everybody.
Yeah.
This is Morgan. She's a freelance writer for Huffington Post. And she's here looking for love.
Yeah, it would be like, okay, I think if they did something like that today, it would be like a Modern Family kind of style.
Oh, like Talking Heads? We like cut over to them just like with a background. Like the Office has the little like window background. The little window blinds.
Yeah, like it'll be like the family on the couch. You would have like Oliver and Olivia sitting on their couch talking, and then later they'd have Oliver like alone outside being like, I can't eat those hot cakes, man. They're hockey pucks. And then cut to Lisa like showing how she makes her hot cakes, and the crew being like, oh my god, do we let her keep doing this? Yes, we do.
Someone needs to intervene, but do we want to deal with Hurricane Lisa after this? No, we don't.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. CBS 930. Original boy toy. We've done this before. We've done it before. Also stars an original gal pal. The Dick Van Dyke Show. Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Robert, why am I blanking on his... Petrie?
Rob Petrie.
But I always wanted to say Petrie because of Petrie Dish.
Petrie is in the original pilot starring Carl Reiner.
Yeah, which is not as good, by the way. Not as good.
No, it's not.
Yeah, there was a reason why they recasted him and completely changed the name of the show.
It's like, sorry, we know you created the show, but we need a better actor.
Go away, girl.
Sorry, Carl Reiner.
You can do your own show. And you could join Twitter like 100 years later and be like the oldest man on Twitter. We'll enjoy it. Carl Reiner's fucking Twitter feed is amazing because it's like, woke up today, made bacon, great day, exclamation point.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you ready for NBC? Ready to end the night?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with a quaint little show called The Virginian?
Another Western.
Yep, about a mysterious man who enforces law and order in 1890s Wyoming. We're like peak Western at this point, I think, right?
Yeah, which is why, like, okay, Westerns for the most part are not really my thing.
Yeah, I never was into them either.
Like, even from movies, like, there's only a handful that I'll watch. I'll watch, like, Cat Ballou. I'll watch, there's one with James Gardner, The Outlaw Sheriff or something. It's probably not the title.
Maverick.
I watched the Maverick movie with Mel Gibson. And unless you want to count Back to the Future Part 3 as Western.
We'll count Back to the Future Part 3 as a Western. And also Wild Wild West starring Will Smith.
I never made it through Wild Wild West.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, actually, you know what? Good for you, because it sucked. It was an awful movie. I went and saw it. In the theaters. Spent like $8 to go see that fucking madness.
Oh, honey.
Because I was led to believe that he was the king of the July 4th weekend, and he turned on me. And you know what? Ever since Wild Wild West came out, like that was it. Like I was done with fucking William Smith. I was like, no more, girl, no more. Unless he does. I did see I Am Legend. I did see that in Ali. I did see Ali. Came back for that. That was probably about it.
Yeah. I feel like the peak Will Smith days are gone.
Enemy of the State. You ready for NBC 10 o'clock? We gotta get through this quickly because we don't like it star. Only because we don't like it star anymore. We've canceled him. We have since canceled him. I Spy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a comedy spy show starring a man who went on to, I don't know, do some other things over time.
Do very, very bad things with quadlutes.
Quadlutes?
That's not how you pronounce it.
Quaaludes.
That's not how you pronounce it. The quaaludes. As soon as it came out, I'm like, that's not how you pronounce it.
I was like, what?
Quaaludes, yes. I was like, I could see it in my head. I'm like, yeah. Like, I literally saw the word in my head, and I'm like, I'm not going to pronounce this right.
All right, well, that's that night of television. On a scale of 1 out of 5... weird robots made out of cardboard boxes with vacuum cleaner tubes for arms. How many weird 1960s robot made out of cardboard with vacuum tube for arms would you give this?
Give what?
The Night, the whole night of television.
It's got some good stuff, and it's got some oof. I'm gonna give it a 3.
Oh, a solid 3. You're gonna just give it 3 fingers.
'Cause
3 fingers.
it's like you got your good and you got your bad, and they kind of balance each other out.
You know what? I agree with that, but I think I'll slip it one more. I think I'll slip one more in there. I'll give it a 4, a solid 4. Kat's taking a swig out of her fucking vodka right now because she's rolling her eyes at me.
I would if I didn't have to go to work.
Sorry, she did not take a swig out of her vodka. She's taking a swig out of her Captain America coffee cup. You ready to go back to the beach? You ready to go fucking throw in your bikini that covers your belly button and go to the beach?
Yes. Ready to go to the beach.
Yeah, we open, we get some fun little like surfing shots. We get like a Sally Field narration, and she's talking about this far out day at the beach.
Yeah.
There was this one, all the men with hairy chests were on the shore just watching this one man.
Oh God, they were so hairy. Oh.
These 30-year-old men playing teenagers who are just all chilling on the fucking shore with Sally Field as Gidget and
Yeah, like.
What's the name of her friend?
Oh.
What's the name of her friend?
LaRue.
Can we talk about LaRue for a minute? Can we do a LaRue moment?
Yeah.
LaRue, is she supposed to be a teenager too? Is she supposed to be the same age as Sally Field?
Yeah.
Alright, Sally Field,
Yeah.
I would buy as a teenager.
Sally Field is the only one who looks like a teenager in this.
Yes.
She's got the cute little bob haircut that she can pull back into pigtails. She's got that. I mean, let's be real. Sally Field looks fucking good for her age now. Like, she aged fucking well.
Yeah, she actually probably put on sunscreen. She was probably the only one who wore sunscreen on this day on the beach.
Yeah.
I will point out though, all the beach scenes, it's fucking cloudy. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
I noticed that. We didn't get beautiful blue skies. No, we got cloudy skies. Maybe it was just better to film on a cloudy day. I don't know. Who knows?
Probably. Or it's just the only day they could get out there to film.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So anyway, LaRue. When I was first watching this, I was like, is LaRue like Sally Field's mom?
I mean, she's got the big, like, Mrs. Roper dress on.
Yeah. She's like...
And the big hat. She is covered up. She's like, I'll hang out at the beach with you. I'm not going in the water. Yeah. I'm going to sit here and read my, like... I don't even know what kind of magazine they had in 1965.
Yeah, they didn't have Teen Vogue.
Did they have 17 or something? They didn't have Teen Vogue. But, whatever, Beatles Mania magazine or whatever she could get her hands on.
I don't know. I got the impression that she's, like, secretly, like, an older woman. Like, she's a Drew Barrymore and Never Been Kissed situation.
No.
And she's, like, posing as a teenager and, like, writing an article.
No, because you see her later. When you see her later, she looks like a teenager.
I don't know.
I think it's the outfit.
Even when she showed up later on in the episode and she was wearing normal clothes.
That's because they all look old, even though it's 1965 and they're only, like, at the most, she's probably only 19 in real life, playing a 16-year-old. So it's not that, like, weird, but still.
She had sunspots. Girl had sunspots. That's why she was with that long fucking robe.
No, she didn't. You're such an ass.
I don't know. I want to put a picture of her on fucking Twitter. It's gonna be a picture of like LaRue, but I'm also gonna throw in like pictures of like random older-ish women, and it's like you gotta figure out who LaRue is for our young millennial fans out there. Mm-hmm. And I feel like you won't be able to pick it. Because I was like, oh, that's nice. Gidget's mom's taking her to the beach, and she's letting her like gawk at boys. But then as the episode started to go on, I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's not Gidget's mom, because I'm starting to remember that Gidget's dad is a widower. So I was like, this is weird.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, so they're all on the beach. They're all watching this. There's this one man who's catching everyone's attention. Even the boys are gawking.
Yeah, well, because he's the big Kahuna. He's like the ultimate surfer.
Yeah, he travels the world. He was in Australia, or maybe it was Hawaii, Acapulco. Who knows? Who knows where it was? He's back in, where are they? Malibu?
Yeah, they're in like LA area.
LA adjacent.
I think Malibu's probably about right.
Gidget, it'll be the future mother of Malibu's Most Wanted character.
No, we know what happens to Gidget.
She marries Moondoggy.
Yes.
Alright, so...
She got a TV series in the 80s.
Yeah,
Gidget all grown up.
The new Gidget.
Yeah.
The new Gidget. The new adventures of Gidget.
Which, I loved that TV show.
Never saw it. Anyway, oh yeah, so the Great Kahuna, he does a cool surf move. He steps off his board, comes over, he walks up to Gidget and LaRue, and he's like, "Hey you, I need a cold bottle." And he like walks over to his little like hut. He has like a weird little like makeshift hut that it's like made up. What's it made? What the fuck is that thing made out of?
I don't know. Scrap wood he fat. Like, oh my god. Okay. Like, this whole thing pissed 2019 Cat off.
Why?
Because he's all like, give me a cold one. And she runs like, she's all like, I'm going to serve it. Like, this whole time she becomes obsessed with him. She's like, I'm going to be there to give him his cold drinks, make him his, like, oh god, it was horror. Oh, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, so...
And I kept telling myself, in 1965, this is what she would have thought was appropriate. In 1965, she would have thought this was appropriate. And I'm like, oh my god.
The Kahuna, I don't know, he gathers a bunch of driftwood, a tarp, some weird Hawaiian relics, and he makes this little, like, hut, this little, like, beach hut that he just throws together in the middle of, I don't know, the fucking beach, Venice Beach, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
They allow this to happen. Gidget grabs LaRue's like soda bottle right from her fucking hands. Like girl's like about to take a sip. Mm-hmm. Girl's like literally like putting up to her lips, but to get a sweet taste of that sugary nectar. Gidget grabs it and like runs up and hands it to the Kahuna. And we get like a faraway shot of them talking. We're not really sure what they're saying. We're kind of getting it from LaRue's perspective. She has like a WTF look on her face.
Oh, totally.
Like, for real, girl. And Gidget comes like running back over. She's like, "Oh my god, he knows my name. He knew my name." And she's like, "Okay, like whatever." And he's like, "And I need to go back in 10 minutes." And LaRue's like, "Why? What do you mean 10 minutes?" And he's like, "Because I gotta go collect the empty bottle."
You know what? LaRue is totally the girl who goes to college and right when the feminist movement starts really hitting its stride and is like, "Gidget, you can't be letting men treat you like this." That's who LaRue is.
You know, we're kind of like on the cusp of that. Where it's like right before that's about to hit. It's probably like the early days of it. It's a little grassroots effort right now. That's probably the magazine she was reading. She probably was reading like a Reader's Digest, and they had a little quickie article about the burgeoning world of the feminist movement, and she's like starting to notice things about her boy crazy girlfriend Gidget. She's fallen into all these traps, all these social traps.
Because, it's, like, right on the verge of the second wave feminism.
Apparently, the Great Kahuna has, like lookout staff. Like, I don't know, he hired a bunch of, like, beach boys to, like, keep an eye out for in case any of his old exes, any of his old flames show up. So this one dude comes, like, running down the hill. He's, like, running down the sandy dune hill. Kahuna! He's like, she's coming! And he gets this, like, frantic look on his face. He's nervous as fuck. He's like, oh, God. It's her. And he, like, sees this woman in, like, a trench coat.
Oh, my God, this woman.
Well, you know what? Maybe she wanted to be incognito. She wanted to, like, slip in and didn't want Kahuna to notice her. Because I feel like she's been, like, booking flights and, like, going all across the world, all of his hot surf spots to try to find him. I don't know, this is, like, the 6th place that she's gone to. And so he's like, you know what? Maybe this time I'm going to be a little more sneaky. I'm gonna dip into my my briefcase of disguises. It's like Dana Carvey and Master of Disguise.
Like, oh my god, and it's lined with fur, and she's got gloves on, stockings, high heels, and a hat. Like, this is what she wore to the beach to track this guy down. I feel like if she wanted to blend in and not be seen, like, as a threat, she should have just worn a bathing suit. Like, not this full-on, like, dress coat with fur and a hat and a purse and high heels and stockings. Like,
well, she was age appropriate to the Kahuna. So I feel like, maybe she didn't feel comfortable wearing a swimsuit.
That was not the look. Not the look. She could have worn a muumuu thing like LaRue.
That is true. You know what? Maybe LaRue went to the store and she bought the last one. She bought the last one at Woolworths, at the Malibu's Woolworths.
Yeah.
All they had was that fucking ridiculously marked down to clearance price trench coat because it's summer now, and you know all the summer fashions are coming out, and she didn't have enough money because she bought a $200 plane ticket to fly from Honolulu to Los Angeles to LAX. So the Kahuna is nervous, he's scared, and he scans the beach one more time, and he's like, "Hey, Gidget!" He's like, "I need you," and she's like, "You need me?" And he's like, it's only been 8 minutes and 5 seconds. And he's like, the fuck you talking about? 8 minutes and 5 seconds to what? She has literally been counting down the minutes. Girl has been counting down the minutes.
Yeah.
And he's already forgotten about it. Like, he's already moved on with his...
Yes, until she's supposed to go back to him.
She comes running over to him. He's like, what? What's up, Kahuna? And he's like, I need you to lay down on the ground right here. He has like a little like makeshift bed. And she's like, okay, that's weird. So she like lays down like perfectly flat. And he's like, no, girl, no, like, lay down like you mean it. Spread out a little bit.
Yeah.
And he throws her a fucking cigarette.
Because that makes sense.
She has, like, her like, beach bag with her, and she has, like, extra clothes and stuff in there. Probably her non-bathing suit clothes. So he's, like, hanging it around the little tent to make it look like they just fucked.
Yeah.
That's probably why the cigarette was there, because it's, like, that post-hump cigarette.
Post-coital.
Yes. So, Trenchcoat Girl, we're just going to call her Trenchcoat Girl because I don't think she has a name.
Yeah, if she has a name, we never learn it.
So, she comes in.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, Kahuna, I've been, tracking you down for weeks. And then she looks down and she's like, what is that thing?
Yeah.
What is what thing? The girl. She's like, oh, that's Gidget. And she's like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Gidget. Mm-hmm. And she's just wildly innocent in all this.
Yeah, she's just like, hi, I'm Gidget. Doesn't realize this is weird on any level or inappropriate.
So the Kahuna's like, yeah, she's like my Malakukalaihi or something. I don't know, some weird Hawaiian term. And he like kisses her right in front of the Trenchcoat Girl. The Trenchcoat Girl gets pissed. She's pressed and just leaves, probably flying back to where the fuck she came from. Gidget is like, wow, that was like a fun little hijinks. That was fun little hijinks right there. She's like, so is that your, she's like, is that your girlfriend? I don't have a girlfriend. I'm like a man of the world. I don't lay my roots down anywhere. I don't want to lay my roots down anywhere. The world is my oyster. And she's like, that's how I feel. And he's kind of like, oh, really?
Because that's what a 15, 16-year-old girl is going to say to impress this older guy.
They kind of make plans for later. I don't really, it's not explicitly stated. I think he's just very generic in his responses.
Yeah.
He's kind of implying that there's more going on, but I kind of feel like there really is nothing going on, but she kind of felt there was, because she's just young and naive.
She's young, naive, she's Gidget. She always, like, this is what Gidget does in every version that I've seen. There's always some older guy, and she kind of gets, like, gaga about.
Misreads all the signals.
Yeah, like, in Gidget Goes to Rome, there's an older guy. I think he turns out to actually be, like, friends with her dad and this married guy. But her dad was like, will you just keep an eye on my daughter, make sure she doesn't get in trouble in Rome, because Gidget always gets into trouble.
Oh, yeah, trouble follows her wherever she goes. Wherever she goes.
Like, she goes to Hawaii, she starts, like, she's moping around at first, but then she gets in a fight with Moondoggy when he shows up, and then she's all, like, chasing after this band singer.
We now cut over to Gidget's house. She's, like, laying on her bed, and she has a big grin on her face, a big shit-eating grin. Daddy walks in comes Daddy, and he's like, oh, dinner will be ready soon, and then he's like, whoa, he's like, why are you all smiling and giggling? And she's like, oh, nothing. Just had a great day at the beach, kind of thing. She's not really, she doesn't want to tell her dad about what the fuck's going on.
No, she doesn't.
Gidget's dad has, like, company over. He has, like, psychiatrist friend, like his friend, the psychologist, and his wife.
No, it's his daughter. It's his older daughter and son-in-law.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was Gidget's.
No, because they don't really state who they are, like, because you're supposed to know at this point, even though it's only the third episode.
And they're not in the opening credits to indicate that, like, this is a family affair.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess they're just it's like post dinner, like hangout time, like in the living room, and Gidget is just like, she has a smile on her face. She's just staring off into space. She's like catatonic. Like, okay, Gidget's sister is like, what the fuck's wrong with Gidget, Dad? And he's like, oh, I don't know. She just had a great day.
Yes.
And she kind of like will like snap out of it for a second. And she'll be like, oh, hey, when did you guys get here? And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? We just had dinner together. And she's like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize it.
It's like, I'm just lost in my head.
The son-in-law is a psychologist. So he's like, wow, that's really interesting. He's like, this reminds me of what we just learned about in school yesterday. We learned about a catatonic state. Like one day you could be like, sitting around walking and talking. Then all of a sudden, you snap out of it. He like walks up to Gidget. He's like right in her face, looking at her, and he's like staring at her pupils. Gidget snaps out of it. She's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, oh, "I'm just real curious." He's like, is your mouth dry but wet at the same time? And she's like, well, I mean, the only time that happens is when I eat graham crackers and milk. And everyone laughs.
Which is like the most innocent thing she could have responded.
Gidget's like, hey, can I be excused? I want to go to bed. Gidget's dad's like, yeah, sure. Go on, go for it. Right after that, in comes LaRue. LaRue comes over, and she's like, hey, where's Gidget? And the dad's like, oh, she went to bed. She's like, oh, like, that makes sense. She's got a big day at the beach tomorrow. Gidget's dad's like, what's that supposed to mean? And she's like, oh, I'm not supposed to say anything. And she like runs out of the house. Gidget's dad's like, that's peculiar. That's peculiar.
Oh, LaRue.
I guess we get one more scene in Gidget's bedroom. And, like, she's pacing around her room. She's all smiley. And Gidget's dad's like, I didn't expect to see you still up. He's like, I heard you got a big day tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I do. I have a great big day at the beach. It's going to be fantastic. But she, like, doesn't say what's going on, because I don't even think she even knows what's going on. Let's be real.
She doesn't know. Gidget's got this dream world going on, and the girl has no clue.
There's some weird shenanigans going on here now. The episode takes a wild turn, so it's the next day. Gidget and Kahuna, they decide to do some tandem surfing. They're like on the surfboard together. They're doing pretty good. They're balancing it out. They're hanging 10, so to say. That's what the young kids say.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, Gidget notices her dad coming down the hill.
Yes.
It looks like he's like going to do like conduct business at the bank.
Okay, again, can we talk about what the dad wears to the beach? Like it looks like he's on his way to the country club for a golf game. It's like you tell the wife you're going to golf, but you're really just gonna go hang out in the bar
at the clubhouse and drink.
Yeah.
Get fucking shit faced with the boys. So
yep.
He shows up. Gidget sees him from the surfboard, like at sea, and she panics and she like wipes out. They both fall and they fall in the water. The dad laughs. The dad's on shore laughing. Gidget comes running over and she's like, Daddy, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, just wanted to come down and see you at the beach. I heard you're gonna have a big day.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, how'd you find the beach? And he's like, I had to ask around. And then she's like, ask around? What is that supposed to mean? And we never get the answer to it, so I don't really...
No, he just asked LaRue. That's all he did. Because LaRue had made a mention of, like, the Kahuna the night before.
Yeah, like...
And...
A weird...
Yeah,
like,
and the dad put 2 and 2 together, because he knows his daughter.
That's when, like, three Beach Boys come up, and Gidget's like, hey, this is the gang. This is, like... I don't remember all 3 names, but one of the guys' name was Jackass. I just want to point that out.
Yes.
And she's like, obviously it's just a nickname. And he's like, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then, out of the water comes hairy-chested, 5 o'clock shadow Kahuna. And he comes up and he's like, hey man, nice to meet you. He's like, you must be Gidget's dad. And he's like, oh yeah, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
So Gidget's dad's like, hey, is that an Arapesh statue that you have in front of your makeshift hut over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And he's like, wow, I'm really impressed. And he's like, Kahuna's like, you want to see something really impressive?
Mm-hmm.
Come in, I'll show you my sword. And they just like walk into the tent, and Gidget just like sits down on the sand with a smile on her face. And you just like hear all this like giggling noises. And like a minute or 2 later, they walk out. They both have a smile on their face. The dad's like, wow, that really was impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what the fuck are they doing in there? What the fuck happened?
Okay, they were plotting. They were not doing what you think they were doing, Patrick. They were plotting.
I don't know. I got a little, like, homosexual undertones right there.
No.
I don't know, Cat Hall, said the author.
No, Gidget's dad was like, okay, listen, dude, my daughter's got a thing for you. She's only, like, 16. She already has a boyfriend who's off at college. Will you just, like, break her heart? She thinks, like, she's romanticizing the whole, like, living bag-to-bag thing.
If you say so.
So.
I don't know. I feel like...
They were not giving each other blowjobs, for crying out loud.
Whatever this so-called sword was, Gidget's dad was impressed by it. He was blown away. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, alright. Gidget's dad invites the Kahuna over to dinner that night at the Gidget house, at the Gidget household.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, I don't know their last name, so it's just the Gidget household.
I don't know what it is off the top of my head.
So
Lawrence.
Okay, the Lawrence household. Gidget's like, she's excited. She's so excited that, Dad's gonna let this man come over. Yes, this man come over to the house. Like, Gidget's even, like, making plans to, like, go away with him, like, in her mind. She's like, well, you know what?
Yeah, she's got this whole, like, thing where she's gonna run away with him, even though she totally has a boyfriend.
Jeff, is that his name? Jeff at college?
Yes, Jeff the Moondoggy.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we get this weird throwaway line like before this happens though. Dad comes in, he's like, "Oh, Jeff called earlier. He's doing good at college." He's like, "It's good to see that boy throwing down some roots." And like it's like, "Roots, Dad? The only thing that should lay down roots is a tree." That was kind of like the prelude to this whole thing. I think that's how we started putting things together. Gidget's kind of like, she's in cloud nine. She's like trying on different outfits kind of thing, like doing like, doing makeup thing. Like that typical like girl about to go on a date, probably like spending hours in front of the mirror, rehearsing like lines in her mind that she's going to say. Mm-hmm. He shows up. There's a knock at the door. She opens the door. She expects to see like typical Kahuna, but no, it's a dude in a suit with like a polka dot bow tie, freshly shaved.
Yes.
Gidget's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Gidget?" "What are you talking about, Gidget?"
Yeah, it was so awkward. I believe I messaged you, like, what is this suit? Like, it was so weird.
It was almost like he almost had like a Pee Wee Herman vibe to him in a way.
Yes, I think that's what got it. Had the, like, old school, like, it wasn't a 1960s suit is what got me.
Yeah, it was very...
You know what I mean?
Very fashion forward, I guess. I don't even know. It was hard to describe. He comes in, and Gidget's expecting Kahuna to be all the way he's been the last 2 days. Instead, he's talking about, I've traveled the world, I've seen everything, I've rode all the perfect waves, I've hang tenned on every continent. You know what? One of my boys back home, he works at an electric plant. Thinking about getting in on one of them and maybe get a little farmhouse in the country, settle down, lay my roots. Yes, I'm thinking about actually laying down some roots.
Yeah.
And Gidget's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yes, this place totally starts to break her image of the Kahuna.
Yeah, and he doesn't even go by the Kahuna. He goes by his real name, Cassius Cobb.
Oh my god, that name.
You know what? If my name was Cassius Cobb, I'd probably go by the Kahuna too. Let's be real.
True.
Gidget shook. Gidget just fucking shook. So what does she do? She goes upstairs and changes. She changes her outfit.
Because she's like, oh, he wants like somebody. She like totally goes and changes for this guy in like a minute.
She was wearing something. She was like, I guess like not quite beach clothes, but maybe something like a post beach outfit. Like,
yeah, like she was wearing some maybe like jeans and like a cute little top, and her hair was pulled back in the little pigtails, and then she went up and put a dress on.
Yeah, because I guess
to look more housewifey.
Yeah, she wanted to appeal to a different side of not the Kahuna, but Cassius Cobb.
Yeah.
And, Gidget's dad and Cassius Cobb, they're talking about, like, business and money and stocks and bonds and art and just things that, like, grown-ups talk to.
Stuff we still don't talk about.
Right? And, like, Cassius has this, like, weird line. He's like, I hope to have this all figured out. I hope to have my finances figured out by the time I'm 30, which is coming up soon. And I was like, whoa.
Okay, so, like, on Amazon, it said, like, a 28-year-old Cassius Cobb or Kahuna or whatever, and I was like, that bitch ain't 28.
Yeah, so, all right, actor corner. So the actor who plays the Kahuna is Robert Milner, was his name. Mm-hmm. You may know him from as Ted from Route 66, which we've done before. He's the guy who's not Buzz. Yep, the guy who's not Buzz. I did some podcast math. The actor was about 34 when he filmed this episode.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. He looked every day of that 34. I just want to throw this out there. He could have...
Yes, he did.
Maybe when he shaved, he looked a little bit younger, but he was no spring chicken. I just want to throw this out there. Like, if you paired him up with LaRue, I might have bought that, but I don't know. I felt like he could have played Gidget's dad.
Yeah, like... Oh.
If this was a show that was done on the CW today, the Gidget revival, like, he would have been Gidget's dad. Sally Field would have like been the daughter. Like, that's the dynamic we would have got, because we would have had to have like the hot dad image.
Totally.
The hot dad image.
I guess for the 60s, yeah, he was hot, I guess. He's no James Darren.
I looked up the actor. I was kind of like, I'm not too familiar with him, but he was a heartthrob.
Really?
A lot of people are taken by him. Yeah, because apparently Route 66 was like a big deal.
Oh.
Big deal back in the day. And getting him on this show was like a big deal.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe it, but okay.
If you Google him and you go to the gay blogs, they're all talking about, all those old men are talking about Robert Milner's appearance on Gidget in 1965. They were talking about, they remembered They remembered when fucking Robert Milner was the Kahuna.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh yeah, he was the big to-do. He was the big man on campus, as Mike Brady would say. Gidget's over this. Gidget's done. She kind of like ends the night, and she's like, well, it was nice knowing you, Kahuna. I wish you luck at the electric plant in your farmhouse, in the country,
Yeah.
in the valley. I don't know what the fuck the farmhouse is. They don't specify.
Wherever, like, whatever.
And Gidget's dad's like, hey, you know what? You still got Moondoggy out there. You still got Moondoggy. There's always Jackass if things don't pan out with Moondoggy. Maybe you can get with Jackass. Or if,
It'll be okay, Gidge.
yeah, or if not, maybe I'll meet a new guy at college. Yeah, I guess you're right, Dad. Guess you're right. I am young. I am only 15 after all. Maybe I shouldn't be dating a 28-year-old.
For real, girl, for real.
All right, how old do you think Gidget's dad is? Like supposed to be?
I'd say he's in his late 40s. Because he's already got a kid that is married. And there's definitely an age difference between Anne and Gidget.
You think Anne's the same age as Kahuna?
She's younger than Kahuna, but she's closer to Kahuna's age than she is to Gidget's, I'm betting.
I got the impression that Anne's husband/boyfriend was still in college, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
I don't know. Like, it's that weird, you hit a certain point and they all look old.
Yeah, they all look, except for Sally Field.
Except for Sally Field.
It's like she was frozen in time. Like she fell on ice, like Captain America fell on ice. She got unthawed out like years later, and her family had aged except for her. She's still 15.
Yeah, something wild like that.
You know what? That should be the premise of New Gidget, of the new Gidget. Gidget falls in ice and wakes up, and it's like 2019, and she's still a teenager, and everyone else is has aged.
Well, isn't that just the most? Everybody's like, "What are you talking about, girl? What is this weird slang?"
She runs into the Kahuna. He's like an 87-year-old man.
Yeah, he'd be old.
And she shows up at the nursing home, and he's like, Gidget, is that you? She's like, yes, Kahuna. I've been dreaming of you every day.
I mean, James Darren, who played Moondoggy in the movies, is 83 years old.
Sally Field's up there, too. She's probably in her 70s, right?
Yeah, I think so. But she aged really well.
Maybe she fell on ice. Maybe she fell on ice and was Captain American for many Moondoggies, and has woken up, and she came out of it, and she's like, you know what? Maybe I'll do soap dish. And
she's 72.
72, yeah. I knew she was up there, but not quite old. 72 is the new 37.
Okay.
Am I right?
No.
37 is the new 17. Will you take that? Will you take that as your answer?
I'll take that, yeah.
All right. So that's Gidget, I think. Am I missing anything?
Well, no. There's the part where, like, it's the last scene and Gidget gets that letter from Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
From Moondoggy, and he's all like, she's just, like, skimming the letter, and she's getting, like, disgusted. Her dad's like, what's wrong? She's like, Jeff is talking about traveling over the world and surfing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she's so disgusted. Like, how could he?
And it's kind of like, we get that weird little, like, shoulder shrug moment at the end in freeze frame.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that Moondoggy.
Oh, Moondoggy.
He doesn't know it. I just went through. I don't know where Moondoggy went to college, but it probably costs a shit tons of money to call her, so he has to, like, write a letter once a week.
He went to college at Princeton, I believe.
Oh, he's a smart boy.
So he's all the way back east.
Yeah, he's in the East Coast.
And Gidget's down here at the beach.
He's in the frigid East Coast. He's going to come back, and he's going to be, like, a changed man, and Gidget's not going to know how to handle it.
Yeah, like, I don't think he even, like... His parents, like, even live in California, I think, like, because his parents were, like, his dad was, like, friends with Gidget's dad back in college.
Oh, they're, like, college roomies or something back in the day?
Yeah, something like
Same
that.
fraternity.
And, like, the summer, like, Moondoggy came to town, like, in the first movie, like... her dad kept trying to set Gidget up with this guy who, like, was his old, like, college buddy's son. She's like, I don't want your, like, college buddy's son, because she was chasing after Moondoggy at the beach. And she had no idea they were one and the same. It was wonderful when they finally got set up. It was that great, like, oh.
It's one of those, like, classic comedy moments.
Yeah. Oh, I love that moment.
The oldest trick in the book. It's like You've Got Mail with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, and they're like communicating via email, like falling in love. But little do they know that they're like rival book publishers. Little do they know.
Exactly.
It's like one's Barnes and Noble, the other one is Borders. There can only be one. There can only be one.
Yes, that's true.
In the sequel, many years later, Tom Hanks will meet the hot Amazon heiress, Should I go with the hot new Amazon heiress, or should I stick with Borders, who I usurped?
Oh my goodness.
All right. I'm excited about our special episode. Yeah, we have a special episode coming up. A bonus ep.
Bonus up.
Yes, so in honor of a month at the beach, or what did you call it, down by the shore?
Down the shore, yeah.
Yeah, down by Sally Field sells seashells down by the seashore.
Under the boardwalk.
In case you don't know, there's going to be some fireworks this week. Oh yeah, some fireworks. It's a birthday. America's celebrated another year. A whole other year of being alive, I guess, for now, for the moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to do a special episode with our favorite family, one of our favorite family. Got little Cat Hall says a little tease right there. Speaking of the beach, the Simpsons decide to spend the summer at a beach house, and we get a wild 4th of July party. Lisa becomes cool. Lisa becomes a cool 1996 It Girl.
Yes.
I guess is what you call it. So yeah, join us for a special presentation of a very special podcast. Whenever a daytime show would air in primetime, would be like tonight, Days of Our Lives goes primetime.
Oh, I miss those days.
Get ready for a special primetime presentation of a very special podcast. Special episode. I don't even know anymore. What the fuck are we doing?
I don't know what you're trying to do anymore.
Yeah, I give up. Where can you follow our adventures, Cat Hall, said the author? Where can you follow our wild ass adventures?
You can follow us on Twitter at Very Podcast. You can find us on Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram at A Very Special Podcast. If you follow one that just says Very Special Podcast, it's a bunch of jackass guys who are going to burn in hell.
Yeah, and not the jackass from Gidget. Not the jackass from Gidget, by the way.
No.
A lamer jackass. And not Jackass, the movie or TV show with Johnny Knoxville either.
Exactly.
Yes, and you can also follow us on Podcoin. Yeah, what is Podcoin? Do you know what Podcoin is, Cat Hall said the author?
I don't know what Podcoin is.
Oh, it's a hot new app that literally pays you to listen to podcasts. Yep, you basically just listen to podcasts and you earn Podcoins, and you can redeem them for hot items like Amazon gift cards or Starbucks gift cards, or you can even donate to charity. So download the app today from your favorite app store, whether it's the App Store or Google Play or whatever may be out there. Whatever it's out there, just look for Podcoin. And you can use code Very Special to earn 300 Podcoins right off the bat. Insert home run sound right there.
Yeah.
Little sound of a baseball bat and a ball meeting. All right. And as always,
bye.
Watch the skies for huge waves.